Yo, they should have had that nigga R. Kelly go to court in his Pied Piper outfits. Like, you ever see them shits that nigga was wearing where he'd be like, he would have like the Zorro mask on and the fucking like the tongue belt and all that shit. They should have had that nigga go to court and that shit, because that nigga would have got convicted like 20 years ago. He would have got convicted the first time. Like, the judge would have saw that nigga like, yeah, this nigga's a predator. This nigga's a predator. He's a criminal. He's a menace. He's a villain. Like, that nigga. Like, I don't know how niggas ain't see it. Like niggas ain't want to see it, and I don't understand why. Like, R. Kelly is an incredibly talented R&B like singer songwriter, but like that nigga was never like that nigga, like in such a way that like we should have wanted to defend him. Like, there's certain types of people where they're defending them is not justified, but you get it. Like if Prince got accused of some shit, right? Like, Prince was so dope that you wouldn't wanna fucking, like, you wouldn't want to believe that shit. But like R. Kelly, as of like personally, did not seem like a dope nigga. I'm talking about R. Kelly because that nigga just got convicted, and that shit don't feel good enough. Like I feel like that nigga should, the consequences should be worse for that nigga. Like and like again, I'm anti prisons and shit, but this nigga should have to sit through the Trap to the Closet series and like atone for his crimes. Like, there's gotta be something worse than jail. There's gotta be like, niggas gonna have to suffer this through the shit that we had suffered through. Cause like, that Trapped in the Closet shit was awful. Like, that shit was like a cool idea. That shit was awful. Like, I know that nigga didn't watch that shit. I know that nigga did not sit through any of those editing sessions. That nigga just let that shit. Like, he was like, yo, go crazy. Like, he talked to the production company and like the niggas who was writing that shit. He was like, go wild, nigga. I'll keep writing songs as long as I'll keep writing videos. Like, that shit was bad. R. Kelly fucking sucks, man. Like, I've said this in a previous episode, but like, I don't understand you niggas who like I just can't give up R. Kelly's music. It's like, yo, what music? And I mean this genuinely. Do niggas really be listening to R. Kelly's music on a day to day basis? Like, is that what you, is that like what do you listen to R. Kelly for? Like what space are you trying to be in? Because like, there's other R&B musicians if you trying to get like sexual, you know what I mean? So like, that's out. Like, niggas is listening to Same Girl like in 2021. You can't tell me that, bro. You listen you listening to Gigolo with Nick Cannon. Like, at what point, and like for what task? Like, what are you listening to these songs for? Um and I've said it a million times. The only song I really would miss from this nigga is "Step in the Name of Love," and not even because like it's from him. So much as like, that's just a fun thing. Like, dancing is fun. You know what I mean? So I would like to step in the name of love, but this nigga was stepping in the name of evil. This nigga was like, R. Kelly was a bad guy. Like, I'm saying was, like, I mean, he's gone from my life for sure. So I guess I can say was, but he's a bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I know I've said this before. I know hurt people, but it's like, Nick, you have a responsibility as a citizen of Earth to not hurt people. Like, as an adult, you really can't get off the hurt people shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, unless you have a significant amount of like untreated mental illness, and it's not even a significant amount, a severe mental illness. Like, they just have choices. You know what I mean? Fuck R. Kelly, bro. Fuck R. Kelly. Fuck Bill Cosby. You see this nigga Bill Cosby is like, is having an incredible week. Hold on. Before I talk about Bill Cosby, let me introduce the podcast. This is the Rating Defend Undefeated People podcast on the godforsaken planet. I kind of stumbled through that shit, but whatever. Fuck it. Nobody asked Shawn. Hosted by me, the Diamond Boy, Chico Giamatti himself. Heir to the Murray's, here my fortune. First Jamaican in the Kentucky Derby. Shogun's a capitator. A bunch of other shit. I'm tired as fuck, man. I'm not doing any sound effects. I'm not doing any titles this week. I'm probably not even gonna edit this episode. I'm just putting this shit out raw. I don't have the energy or the time to do it. I just came from a wedding. Oh yeah, podcast is always sponsored by Topo Chico. We just putting that out there. We manifesting. You know what I mean? one day. Topo Chico Hidden Lime. It's the Topo Chico intense carbonation you love with a twist of lime. That's what it's called, twist of lime, not Hidden Lime. That's why they don't sponsor me because I don't know the name of the fucking product. What are we talking about here? And shout out to the weddings. What was I talking about? Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby has had an incredible week. Like he put out a statement defending R. Kelly, which is like, come on, man. Like we don't care. Like we don't care if you defended Bill Cosby. I mean, defended R. Kelly because you are R. Kelly essentially. Bill Cosby, like you that nigga's predecessor. That you the prototype for that nigga. You know what I mean? So, like coming from you, that doesn't really mean much. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's being railroaded. It's like, nigga, of course you want to say that because that makes you look better. Like, if he's getting railroaded, maybe you got railroaded too. But my favorite thing this nigga Bill Cosby did was he was showing love to Boosie. Boosie's got that dumbass movie that's named after Hitler's biography. And this nigga Bill Cosby was like on Instagram like, yo man, like we gotta support. I always supported you, and not even just because you supported me, but it's like, bro, you Bill Cosby has never come across Boosie in any way, shape, or form. That's like I'm confident this nigga couldn't pick out Boosie out of a lineup of 10 niggas with similar fades to that nigga. Like 10 niggas. If you was 10 niggas with just a Boosie fade, not even 10 dark skinned niggas that look like Boosie, just 10 niggas with a Boosie fade, and you had to pick out if Bill Cosby had to pick out which one it was, that nigga couldn't do it. I'm confident he wouldn't be able to do it. Like, no, that nigga don't know who that is. But like, Bill Cosby is sort of like Trump to me, in the sense that like he's too much of a villain to be funny, but that nigga's funny. You know what I mean? Like this shit. I mean, for one, Bill Cosby is actually funny. Like he's one of the best comedians ever lived. Unfortunately, he was just a bad guy. But like the shit that nigga be doing now is so funny. But like you can't laugh at this shit because like it's coming from like an evil source. But like when that nigga was a few years ago when he was he was walking into court and niggas had called out Bill and he was like, hey. It's like, bruh, that's hilarious. It might be mental, like it might be like senility. Like that nigga might just be, his brain might just be gone. But that's some funny ass shit to say when you're walking into court to stand trial for like horrible crimes, to just be like, yeah, I got enough levity to say, hey. Either that or that nigga had too much faith in his lawyer. He's like, I'm gonna walk off this case anyway. So fuck it. Like, hey. But I mean, I guess it makes sense though, because remember that's how he got out of jail, was because that deal he made with the prosecutor where he was like, I'm gonna give y'all niggas all the information about me that you know what I mean, that is available because y'all just told me I'm not gonna be prosecuted. So boom. So that nigga was probably walked into prison like, walked into court like, fuck it, nigga. What y'all gonna do to me? And then he was like, I'll tell you what we'll do to you. We'll sentence you to prison, Bill Cosby. And then he went to prison. Yo, I really, again, abolish prisons or whatever. I really hope that nigga had a miserable time in prison, man. I really because that nigga, because he got to walk. That's why. Like, because he got to walk in the end, and it's not even because he was like exonerated. It was just because like, you know what I mean? They was like, damn, we had to let this nigga out because we told that nigga we wasn't gonna put him in prison, which is a wild ass deal to make as a prosecutor. You shouldn't even be allowed to do that. Two, why would you do that? But yeah, that nigga. What was I saying? Fuck, I'm so tired, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. What the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, I hope this nigga had a miserable time in prison. Like I really wish like those, like, I don't know, he's in there for like 2 years or something. I hope those were like the 2 worst years a nigga's ever had in prison. And I hope it carries on over to R. Kelly's case. Like I hope R. Kelly has a miserable time in prison. Yeah, man. I'm tired as fuck. This episode was supposed to be out yesterday, but I had my first show in like 3 years. Not my first show. The first show I produced in like 3 years. Read the Room at People Get Ready Books, 119 William Avenue, New Haven, Connecticut. You know what I mean? Go to People Get Ready and pick up some books, get a nice hoodie or some shit. I should have worn People Get Ready hoodie, but as I said, I just came from a fucking wedding. That shit was great, man. I'm gonna try to make it a monthly show. I got so many lineups. I got lineups planned for months down the road. Like I got comics. Like that shit was. If anybody who was there, if you was there, like go in the comments and tell niggas that shit was fun, because it was fun. But like, of course I'm gonna say it's fun. Yeah, I mean, if you heard it from a different source, you might have lend a little validity to the situation, a little credence. You might fuck with it. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a audience testimony type of situation. I mean, that shit was mad fun, and just like loose and they great. Like I haven't had that much fun, on a show or like hosting a show. That's the most fun I've ever had hosting a show, but I haven't had that much fun on a show in a while. So, man, come to the next show. I'm gonna announce it soon. Why the fuck is my dog barking? I don't like my dog. I really don't like my dog. Like this nigga, she's just like, she's so stupid. She's stupid and she's selfish. You know what I mean? She know I'm down here recording the podcast and she gonna start barking. Like, why you gotta make it about you? You know what I mean? And you get so much attention focused on you all day, even when niggas don't want to do it. And all I want to do is come down in the basement, record my fucking podcast next to this giant ass dead spider. There's a huge dead spider on the ground. And I'm just hoping that nigga died of natural causes, because whatever killed that shit is an even bigger insect, I assume, or it's just like an animal, like a larger animal, like a mammal or some shit, and that's scary as fuck. So I'm hoping that nigga just died of old age. Like he was just like, yo, I've done everything I can in my life. I've seen so many great things, and it's my time. And he just went off into the basement to die. Reading room was great. We announcing more soon. If you don't know, the first 2 episodes of Shawn International Film Festival came out last week. I finally came through on that. I've been fucking hyping that shit up for fucking over a month now. And every time I said I was gonna have it done, I didn't. But that shit was great. And I appreciate the response to it. And I got a lot more episodes coming. Recording another episode tonight. And I got the next 5 episodes planned. Basically, it's gonna be a great podcast. It's what I wanted to do. Like, that's the podcast I always wanted to do. I've always wanted to do a movie podcast, but I've never really had like the perfect idea for it. So I finally got that shit, and it's just exciting. Let me answer a couple questions and exit my basement. What's up? First question: what's one of your favorite quotes? One of my favorite quotes is "You never know what worse luck your bad luck has saved you from." Cormac McCarthy is one of my favorite authors. That's one of my favorite quotes, just because it's so true. Like sometimes some fucked up shit happens to you, or something that you thought was fucked up, and it turns out that it was actually beneficial. Like sometimes you missed out on an opportunity, and it turns out it was a better opportunity down the road, and you wouldn't have wanted to do that shit anyway. Or like, you know, I mean, there's other examples, and I would have better ones if I wasn't so tired right now. Next question. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to do a second question. That's just the one question I'm going to answer this week. I'm going to answer every other question next week. I'm sorry. I'm tired, man. If this doesn't seem like a good episode, sue me. Y'all niggas don't pay me no money for this shit, and not even enough of y'all watch this shit consistently for me to even feel bad for not putting out the best episode of my career. But I thought the R. Kelly shit was kind of funny a little bit up top. Hey, maybe this will be the episode that gets me a Topo Chico sponsorship. And what more can we ask for? Hey, drop a diamond in the comments if you made it this far. And this diamond specifically will mean a whole lot to me, because you really fuck with me if you made it this far in this episode, because this is dog shit. I gotta be honest. It's probably not very good, but I appreciate you. Check out the Shawn Murray International Film Festival. The link is in my Instagram bio. The link is you can find it on Spotify. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. You can find it on Google Podcasts. You can find it everywhere. It's out there. It's great. It's the next big thing. It's my ticket out of the hood. So fuck with me. That's it. As always, Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. Sponsored by Tuco Chico.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.